Number 8, Kid Loki. The ultimate proof that even ancient, world-ending tricksters deserve a second childhood, and that second childhoods come with just as much chaos as the first. After Prime Loki's dramatic death, the kind of death that makes you suspicious immediately, he pulled off one final heist. He stole his own spot off Hela's death list because, she's the goddess of death. Reborn as a pint-sized God of Mischief, Kid Loki was not just a cuter version of his older self, he was a full reboot with a conscience this time. Or at least, some of one. Armed with the magical powers of an Asgardian tween and a moral compass of someone trying very hard to be good, Kid Loki was almost too charming to hate. He starred in Journey into Mystery like the world's most dangerous Boy Scout, helping Thor outwitting Mephisto by sacrificing himself and somehow surviving the insanity of Asgardian politics, which is just regular politics but with hammers. Unfortunately, growing up is mandatory even for gods. Equal, the ghost crow version of his past self, hung around like the world's snarkiest life coach, whispering bad ideas and occasionally steering Kid Loki back towards villainy. Kid Loki resisted, mostly. He even joined the Young Avengers, where he perfected the art of saving the day while looking like he'd stolen someone's Halloween costume. In the end, though, no amount of sass or adorable heroics could completely erase the past. But Kid Loki sure made being the God of Mischief look like a pretty sweet gig for a while. Number 7, President Loki. Because ruling Asgard wasn't just ambitious enough, Loki once decided to aim even higher, running for the President of the United States. After all, if mortals were going to elect reality TV stars and billionaires, why not a full-on Norse god of lies? Honestly, Loki's campaign slogan basically wrote itself, "In Loki we believe." During his chaotic campaign, President Loki kissed babies and probably stole their candy after, shook hands while picking pockets, and made promises so slippery even other politicians took notes. The Daily Bugle's fearless reporter Nisa Contreras wasn't fooled for a second. She tirelessly exposed every shady deal, every magical distraction, and every speech that sounded a little too good to be true. Loki didn't mind though. Every scandal only boosted his name recognition, and in politics, that's half the battle. Magic-wise, President Loki kept things light. A few glamour spells here, a couple of illusionary rallies there, just enough to keep voters dazzled without accidentally summoning a frost giant onto the debate stage. Although honestly, that might have helped. In the end, his campaign collapsed under the weight of his own ego, which, to be fair, is probably larger than the White House lawn. But that's the thought that counts. Loki may not have gotten the presidency, but he absolutely got the headlines. Number 6, Ultimate Loki. In a universe where everything is just a little bit extra, Ultimate Loki took Trickery to a whole new level, by convincing everyone he wasn't Loki at all. Enter Loki's greatest sleight of hand, convincing the Ultimates that he was a completely different person. What does a God of Mischief do when he's faced with a superhero team on his tail? He becomes a mild-mannered mortal scientist, of course. A man named Gunnar Goldman who worked with Thor on a totally legit scientific project. Yep, real subtle, Loki. At first, the Ultimates didn't suspect a thing. After all, he wasn't spitting fireballs or summoning monsters. He was just a dude in a lab coat. What could possibly go wrong? Fast forward a few issues and boom, Loki's revealed as the secret mastermind behind the Liberators, a villainous group wreaking havoc on Earth. Classic Loki move, play the long game, then flip the table when no one's looking. He cooked up a wild backstory about Thor's past life as Thorleaf just to make Thor look completely insane. And that's why he's the Gaslight King. Loki didn't stop there. He also framed Captain America for the murder of Hawkeye's family. His master plan built up to a full-scale invasion of the United States. So yeah, in addition to having the ability to manipulate gods and mortals alike, he also has an odd fascination with messing with history for fun. Loki's ultimate form was less about big flashy magic and more about pure undetectable mischief. Like a chess master who's secretly been moving the pieces around when no one's watching. If that doesn't scream trickster god, I don't know what does. Number 5, Agent of Asgard. AKA Loki's attempt at a career change. After his recent death, again, you're probably getting used to that, Loki decided to try something completely different. Forget being a God of Mischief or a villain, he's going to be a secret agent. because nothing says I'm reformed quite like working for the Asgardian equivalent of the CIA. In Loki, Agent of Asgard, Loki became the All-Mother's personal one-man spy service. His mission? To fix things in Asgard that were totally not his fault while wearing a snappy suit and looking very good doing it. His smooth demeanor and knack for getting out of sticky situations made him the ideal choice. Or so the All-Mothers thought. Little did they know Loki's new good guy persona was just another version of his trademark mischief, with less world dominating and more espionage. Loki's attempt to reinvent himself was, sort of successful. He betrayed Lorelei and Sigurd, making them receive a punishment from Odin, and even made Doctor Doom worry that he would destroy Latveria. He did the job. He was sneaky. He was charming. He even tried to prove he was a hero. But as anyone who's ever seen a Loki story knows, it's never that simple. The All-Mothers were secretly working towards a darker future for him, aka King Loki. Surprise, surprise, in true Loki fashion, he didn't let that stop him from doing what he does best, causing trouble and looking fabulous while doing it. Loki may have wanted to be good, but deep down the God of Mischief never quite gave up his most important job, being a complicated hero. Number 4, Lady Loki. The ultimate glow up for Loki, literally. After his untimely death, Loki decided why not come back in someone else's body, specifically the body of Lady Sif. You know, because why not take your midlife crisis to a whole new level of identity crisis? Loki essentially tricked the gods into thinking he was Lady Sif, but don't worry, he was still Loki at heart. When Loki returned in his new dazzling form, Thor was not complaining. He accepted Lady Loki as his sister and even tried to give her a shot at redemption. But as we all know, redemption isn't exactly Loki's strong suit. Immediately upon returning, Lady Loki started scheming against Thor like usual, because what else is there to do in Asgard when you're stuck in someone else's body? After gaining the trust of the people of Asgard, Lady Loki even convinced them that Beta Ray Bill was a Skrull impersonator. In the Dark Reign storyline, Lady Loki took up villainy up a notch by joining Norman Osborn's Cabal, which is like the villainous version of the supervillain supergroup. During the siege event, she manipulated Osborn into attacking Asgard. Eventually, Loki relinquished Lady Loki's body, but every now and then he pops back in to remind us all of this form was never about good intentions. It was just another opportunity for a little chaos and glamour. Number 3, God of Stories. The only trickster who can manipulate both fate and narrative and still make it look effortless. After all the chaos and betrayals from King Loki, who wanted him to embrace his darker side, Loki reinvented himself for what might be the most stylish phase of his life. He embraced the role as the master of stories. Forget tricking people into thinking they're your friend. Loki now tricks entire universes into believing the tales he spins. Talk about an upgrade. Loki's newfound title didn't just come with a fancy name, it came with actual power. As the god of stories, Loki could shape fate itself, bending reality to his whims like an author rewriting a bad draft. But like every great writer, Loki had a knack for creating drama. He played a major role in War of the Realms. In one of his finest moments, Loki killed his own father, Laufey, and took his place as the king of the Frost Giants. Classic Loki, kill your family, take the crown, and sit back and watch the mayhem unfold. But don't let the God of Stories title fool you. This Loki still has a taste for mischief. Whether he's making the Avengers assemble or causing trouble in the background, Loki remains the ultimate storyteller, with a penchant for making sure his stories are never, ever boring. Number 2, Prime Loki. Prime Loki is the original, the archetype, the god who started it all. If by it you mean causing chaos in the most glamorous way possible. This is the Loki who first appeared in Journey into Mystery 85 and immediately decided to turn Thor's life into a dramatic full-blown disaster. Loki was locked in a tree for a while, but once he got free, he wasted no time being the mischievous villain we all know and love. In the early days, Loki wasn't just a troublemaker, he was a strategic troublemaker. He even ended up inadvertently assembling Earth's mightiest heroes in Avengers #1, proving that Loki's true genius isn't just in chaos, it's in making sure that his chaos brings about something bigger. If only he had applied that brainpower to getting his own life together. But hey, being evil is a plan, right? Prime Loki kept that evil streak going, playing a key role in the events like Acts of Vengeance and cementing his place as one of Marvel's top-tier bad guys. In this event, Loki orchestrated a grand scheme to attack Marvel's mightiest heroes by assembling villains like Doctor Doom and Kingpin under the name of Prime Movers. He also engineered a mass prison break to release lesser-level villains to fight against the heroes. His fate took a tragic turn during Siege number 4 when he was killed by the Sentry. But did that stop Loki? Of course not. In true trickster fashion, he's never gone for long. He just finds a new face to wear and starts the chaos all over again. The bottom line? Prime Loki was the first, and likely the last, to pull off villainy with that level of flair and finesse. Number 1, King Loki. The one version where he's not just causing mischief, but actively trying to destroy the universe because, well, he's a king now. If there's one thing Loki excels at, it's playing the long game. And when it comes to his older self, that game is so long, it's practically endless. Enter King Loki, the most evil and manipulative version of our favorite trickster god. You know you're in trouble when Loki's evil alter ego is trying to literally rewrite his own timeline, mostly by making sure he's the one who wins. King Loki made his grand appearance in Loki, Agent of Asgard, where he was essentially the evil older version of our young hero Loki. This version of Loki was looking out for only one thing: himself. He struck a deal with the Allmothers, the Asgardian ruling council, to turn his younger self back into the villain he was always meant to be. Forget heroism, King Loki was all about conquering and corrupting. His ultimate goal? Destroying Earth, wiping out his family, and bringing about the future where he reigns supreme. He succeeded, making even King Thor, possibly the strongest version of Thor in the Marvel multiverse, go mad like he had lost all his senses. But King Loki didn't even sweat. He played him like a toy with ease. Charming, right? While King Loki's reign of evil was terrifying, it didn't last long. He met his end during the King Thor limited series, where he sacrificed himself to aid Thor in killing Gore the God Butcher. But let's face it, we all know Loki doesn't really stay defeated for long. The worst thing about King Loki, he was probably right about everything. What a mood killer. And that's a wrap. From mischievous masterminds and shape-shifting sorcerers to gods of chaos and reality-bending tricksters, these Lokis have outwitted enemies, reshaped destinies, and proven that magic always has another card up its sleeve. Did your favorite agent of mischief make the list, or is there a sly shapeshifter we missed who deserves their crown of cunning? Drop your thoughts and comments. We're always scheming to settle the Loki debates. If you enjoyed this enchanting ranking, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and ring the notification bell for more power tier breakdowns, hero matchups, and multiversal mayhem. Until next time, keep your illusions sharps, your lies believable, and your destinies negotiable.